Sleep Sayer welcomes you, dear listener. As evening's gentle shadows embrace the world, let's take a moment to find perfect comfort. Allow your body to settle deeply into your resting place. Take a slow, calming breath. Tonight, Sleep Sayer will share a gentle adaptation of Sang Kancil and the River of Dreams from Malaysia, where dreams and reality dance together in perfect harmony. The evening light filters through the emerald canopy of the ancient rainforest. Dappled shadows play across the forest floor, creating patterns like lace upon the earth. A gentle breeze carries the sweet perfume of wild orchids through the air. The distant sound of water creates a soothing rhythm, like the forest's own lullaby. Somewhere nearby, a night bird calls softly to the approaching dusk. The world seems to slow, breathing deeply as day transitions to evening. In this tranquil corner of the rainforest lived a small mouse deer named Sang Kancil. His soft brown coat gleamed like polished wood in the golden evening light. Sang Kancil moved with gentle grace through the undergrowth, his delicate hooves barely disturbing the fallen leaves. You might notice how his large, kind eyes reflected the wisdom of the ancient forest. He was known throughout the land for his thoughtfulness and clever solutions to problems. The other forest creatures often sought his counsel when faced with difficulties. As twilight deepened across the land, Sang Kancil made his way toward the river bank. The water flowed with lazy contentment, reflecting the first stars appearing above. Smooth river stones lined the edge of the water, polished by countless years of gentle current. The scent of night-blooming jasmine mingled with the earthy aroma of the river. Fireflies began to appear, their soft lights dancing like earthbound stars among the reeds. You can almost feel the peaceful coolness of evening settling over the landscape. Sang Kancil had spent the day helping his friend, the hornbill, find a new nesting place after a storm had damaged her home. Now he wished to return to his own dwelling on the far side of the river. He stood at the water's edge, contemplating how he might cross safely. The river flowed too wide and deep for him to wade across. He breathed deeply, allowing the rhythm of the water to calm his thoughts. In this peaceful moment, a solution began to form in his mind. As Sang Kancil gazed into the river, he noticed several crocodiles resting just beneath the surface. Their rough scales glistened occasionally when they shifted in the gentle current. Unlike the fearsome creatures of alarming tales, these crocodiles lived in harmony with the river and its inhabitants. They moved with ancient patience, keepers of the river's deepest secrets. Moonlight now silvered the surface of the water, creating a pathway of light. The night had fully embraced the forest in its peaceful arms. Sang Kancil approached the river's edge with respectful steps. "Good evening, honorable guardians of the river," he called softly. The crocodiles turned toward the sound of his gentle voice, curious about this evening visitor. "May I ask for your assistance in crossing to my home on the far shore?" Sang Kancil inquired. The largest crocodile, whose scales held the patina of many seasons, raised his head from the water. "How might we help you, little one?" the elder crocodile asked, his voice deep yet kind. Sang Kancil bowed his head in appreciation for being heard. "I wonder," he began thoughtfully, "if you might help settle a question that has been on my mind." The crocodiles drifted closer, intrigued by the mouse deer's words. The hornbill believes there are 20 crocodiles who call this river home, but I believe there may be more. The elder crocodile tilted his head, considering this curious question. Perhaps we could count together, suggested Sang Kancil with gentle politeness. That seems a reasonable request, replied the elder crocodile with a slow blink. How do you propose we count our number? He asked, as ripples from his movement created expanding circles on the water's surface. Sang Kancil gestured to the moonlit river with his delicate nose. If you would be so kind as to line up across the river, I could count each of you as I walk across. The crocodiles murmured among themselves, their voices like water over smooth stones. After a moment of consideration, they agreed to Sang Kancil's suggestion. One by one, the crocodiles positioned themselves across the width of the river. They formed a living bridge from one bank to the other, their bodies steady against the gentle current. You might imagine how they looked like stepping stones of living earth in the silver moonlight. Sang Kancil waited patiently as the crocodiles arranged themselves with careful precision. The night sounds of the forest created a soothing backdrop to this peaceful scene. When all were in place, the elder crocodile nodded to Sang Kancil that they were ready. With graceful steps, Sang Kancil began his journey across the river. 1. He counted softly as he stepped upon the first crocodile's broad back. The crocodile remained perfectly still, honored to be part of this evening's counting. 2. Continued Sang Kancil as he moved to the next crocodile. His small hooves made the gentlest of sounds as he walked. 3. He breathed, moving steadily forward. As Sang Kancil continued his count, the moon climbed higher in the evening sky. The world seemed to slow around this peaceful moment of cooperation. 4, 5, 6. He counted, his voice blending with the night sounds. The crocodiles remained motionless, creating the perfect bridge across the flowing water. Fireflies drifted alongside Sang Kancil's path, providing gentle illumination. 7, 8, 9. He continued, each number spoken with genuine appreciation. Halfway across the river, Sang Kancil paused to look at the stars reflected in the water below. The universe seemed to exist both above and below him in this magical moment. The crocodile beneath his hooves remained perfectly still, breathing slowly with ancient patience. 10, 11, 12. Sang Kancil continued after his moment of wonder. Each step brought him closer to the far shore where his home awaited. The night air carried the scent of sleep-laden flowers across the water. 13, 14, 15. Sang Kancil's voice had grown softer as he continued. The forest around them had settled into its nighttime rhythms. Occasional splashes from distant fish created gentle percussive notes in the darkness. 16, 17. He whispered, now nearing the far bank. The crocodiles beneath him breathed in perfect unison, creating a gentle rising and falling. You might feel your own breath matching this soothing rhythm. As Sang Kancil approached the final crocodiles, he felt a deep gratitude for their assistance. 18, 19. He counted, his voice now barely audible above the river's gentle flow. The last crocodile waited patiently as Sang Kancil completed his journey. 20. he concluded as he stepped onto the soft earth of the far bank. He turned to face the line of crocodiles stretching across the moonlit water. With a deep bow of respect, he thanked each of them for their kindness. "You were right, wise elder," Sang Kancil called across the water. "There are indeed 20 magnificent guardians of this river." The elder crocodile nodded his ancient head in acknowledgement. "And you have helped us learn our number while finding your way home," he replied. The other crocodiles seemed pleased with this evening's peaceful adventure. One by one, they slipped back into the deeper water, returning to their nighttime haunts. The river's surface rippled briefly before returning to its mirror-like stillness. Sang Kancil watched until the last crocodile had disappeared beneath the surface. He recognized that their willingness to help had allowed him to reach his home. This cooperation had benefited everyone in its own gentle way. The elder crocodile raised his snout above the water one last time. "Perhaps we shall help each other again someday. Clever Sang Kancil," he said with a slow blink. "I would be honored," replied the mouse deer with another respectful bow. As Sang Kancil made his way up the slope toward his waiting home, he reflected on the evening's journey. The crocodiles had shown him kindness, and he had shown them respect in return. This was the way of harmony in the ancient forest, where all creatures had their place. His small dwelling nestled between the roots of a giant fig tree welcomed him with familiar comfort. The scent of night jasmine drifted through the air as he settled onto his bed of soft leaves. You might imagine how peaceful he felt, having completed his journey with gentleness and wisdom. As our story draws to a close, moonlight bathes the world in silver dreams. The river continues its eternal journey, carrying whispers of today's tale into tomorrow. Sang Kancil rests peacefully in his home, just as you now rest in yours. Each breath brings deeper peace. The forest sounds blend into a perfect lullaby of nature's making. Let these gentle moments carry you into your own dreams. Sleep Sayer bids you good night.